Hello, my name's Daniel and I'm a nutritional therapist. And today I'd like to discuss the importance of magnesium. Magnesium is the fourth most abundant mineral in the body and is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions. So it's safe to assume that it's pretty important that we're getting enough through our diet. Magnesium is necessary for things like muscle contraction, glycemic control, regulating heart rhythm and blood pressure, as well as being vital for energy production and bone development. Foods high in magnesium are things like dark chocolate, avocados, nuts like cashews, almonds, and Brazil nuts, as well as legumes, and there's also magnesium in fatty fish like salmon and mackerel. Now the problem we currently have is that up to half the population has a magnesium deficient diet. And this is likely due to higher consumptions of processed foods, which are going to be nutrient poor, as well as modern agricultural practices, which utilize soils that are deficient in magnesium to grow our foods. So even with the best diets, we still may not be getting the same amounts that previous generations would have gotten. As magnesium is involved in so many systems and processes, a deficiency can present in a multitude of ways, from tremors, agitation, and cardiac arrhythmia, with prolonged deficiency being numbness, tingling, muscle contractions, cramps, seizures, or even sudden changes in behavior. When testing for magnesium deficiency, the red blood cell magnesium test is considered more accurate than a serum test. Serum levels are more tightly regulated by the body and will be maintained at the expense of intracellular magnesium, so it usually won't show a deficiency. You could potentially measure normal on a serum test, yet show a deficiency on a red blood cell test. Magnesium supplementation has shown to be pretty effective in a number of conditions. First, I'd like to talk about how magnesium can help with inflammation. From this study, we can see that lower dietary magnesium intake was associated with higher levels of CRP, which is a marker for inflammation. We also see in this study that magnesium supplementation was able to effectively lower CRP levels in subjects with elevated CRP levels. Due to magnesium's capacity to assist in lowering inflammation, magnesium may be useful in reducing post-training muscle soreness. In this study, we can see that 1 week of magnesium supplementation resulted in lower levels of the inflammatory cytokine interleukin-6, as well as muscle soreness in recreational runners after completing a 10-kilometer time trial. Magnesium has also shown to be effective during intense physical exercise. High levels of physical stress leads to increased urinary and sweat losses of magnesium, which can potentially impact performance. If you're engaging in activities which are very demanding, it may be difficult to ensure you're getting your magnesium requirement through diet alone. This study measured the effects of 4-week supplementation of magnesium orotate on athletes during a triathlon. The magnesium group demonstrated improvements in stress response with lower cortisol levels as well as improvements in insulin sensitivity. Magnesium is also necessary for insulin to function optimally, with deficiencies potentially leading to impaired insulin action and reduced glucose metabolism, which can contribute towards insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and chronic inflammation. From this meta-analysis, we can see that subjects who supplemented with magnesium for 4 months or longer had significantly improved fasting glucose levels and HOMA-IR, which is a measure for insulin resistance. Magnesium may also be useful for individuals who suffer with anxiety or depression. Magnesium inhibits the NMDA neuronal receptor, which is responsible for neuronal hyperexcitability. Magnesium also regulates GABA in the brain. GABA is the main inhibitory neurotransmitter, which functions to inhibit neuronal excitability. Lower levels of GABA have been linked to depression and anxiety. This 12-week clinical trial measured the impact of magnesium chloride supplementation on adults with mild to moderate depression. They found that the magnesium group had a significant reduction in depressive symptoms with improvements seen within weeks. Due to magnesium's ability to inhibit the NMDA receptor while also promoting GABA, there is also some potential for magnesium to benefit those who suffer with insomnia or sleep issues. This trial investigated the impact of magnesium supplementation on sleep quality in elderly subjects over an 8-week period. They found that the magnesium group had a statistically significant increase in sleep time, sleep efficiency, with increases in renin and melatonin, as well as reductions in ISI scores, which is the Insomnia Severity Index, as well as reductions in sleep onset latency and cortisol levels. As you can see, there is plenty of evidence to support the requirements and benefits of magnesium. I always feel it's best to get our nutrients through our diet, but supplementation may be useful, especially when we demand more from our bodies. Well, that's it for me. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe or follow, and I'll see you next time.